everyone, pretty cool news was revealed today over at PulseCon. I covered the X-Men animated series figure reveals because those are figures that I am heavily interested in getting. Now I'm covering the reveal of these new Spider-Man No Way Home Marvel Legends figures, which I'm also interested in getting. These were revealed at PulseCon. We have images, prices, and some release dates. So I think most of you probably know about that 3-pack that was a website store exclusive thing that released I think earlier this year. As tempting as it was to get it back at release, that website does not actually ship to my country, so it was just never going to be a possibility. And there were some rumors and warnings from fans to stay away from that pack because the Spider-Man were more likely to show up as individual figures shown here in this wave. The biggest critique of those figures we all had was the lack of accessories like swappable heads. Now the accessories include likenesses of the actors, though I still think they're still a little lacking in the accessories department. 6 figures total plus 2 special deluxe figures. They release in January for the usual price of 25 USD, so I think it's close to around 50 bucks NZD for me, which tragically it just is how it is. We start off with these Peter figures. The Tom Holland one, really quick, is not one of those already made suits like I thought it would be. This is his suit from the final scene of the movie. You can still find that No Way Home suit for cheap. I think it's available for around $20 NZD or so on a clearance, so it's cool to see them do this, but because the suit is still so new, I'm not yet that attached to it. I could see this as a good investment for liking that suit when they make an inevitable sequel movie and he has to wear it, but then again, they're more likely just to make a brand new one at that point anyway. Tom Holland has had his face in Marvel Legends figures done before. He looks pretty good here. Otherwise, these Spideys are all including a couple of extra hands, no web slinging accessories of any kind. It feels like something that Hasbro do on purpose in my eyes. Only the comic-based figures seem to get webs, and I would like to have these movie ones have some webbing. I'm lucky that I do have at least a couple of web accessories from other Spider-Man figures. But these guys right here are the 2 big releases. This is the Maguire and Garfield figure. I'm pretty satisfied with them overall besides the no web accessories. Andrew here looks really great. He's my personal favorite live action Spider-Man figure, so I will be purchasing this guy. He seems to be a little bit darker than the others. His expression is nice, but a slightly more cheerful one would have been nice as well. Andrew is the only figure to come with his movie specific retro card. The others, including Tobey, all say No Way Home, but for some reason Andrew gets to be an Amazing Spider-Man figure. Again, no accessories. Would have been nice to have seen some webs, or at least some movie themed accessories like the cure that they make for the lizard. And Tobey looks really great as well. I love how they look as though they fit their personal movies depictions, not necessarily the No Way Home one. This Spider-Man is my movie Spider-Man. He's got those web slinging hands, but he doesn't have any webs. That suit to me just looks like it's totally made for toys, and it reminds me of my Spider-Man 2 toys that I had when I was a kid. He looks really great. I can't wait to have at least these 2 in my collection. But now we move on to the rest of the wave. 3 figures. There's no Build-A-Figure part here, which is a plus and a con depending on who you are, but we'll get into that at the end. Matt Murdock here is someone that I think a lot of people were really asking for. I appreciate this figure overall, but there are much more important characters in my eyes who should have been put here over a one-scened character like Matt Murdock. It's possible that they will get their own releases in the future though. I'm hearing that there were a couple of teasers of Electro and Lizard. Matt Murdock comes with his cane and a brick that is thrown through Peter's window. Now that we have him, I'm expecting to see some more Daredevil figures from the Disney Plus show or possibly other releases in the future as well. I believe that body will be very useful to people who like to make custom figures, so that is a plus. MJ is a nice looking Zendaya figure, but I'm not super sold on that likeness. She's got some really cool accessories though, a couple of extra hands, but she's also got that Doctor Strange magic cube that causes all of the villains to come into this world. Looks really cool, and it looks like her jumper is a separate piece to her torso, which is really nice. I love when they make different layers of clothing like that. I don't have too much to say about her or Matt Murdock. Sandman finishes this wave, and for the No Way Home movie likeness, I think it's really good, but for the Raimi fans like myself, I'm not really sold on him, and that's not actually Hasbro's fault. That's entirely on Sony and the movie. I didn't really like the fact that he remained in the Sandman form the entire time in the movie. It just didn't work for me. So the figure just being Sand is fine because it totally matches the movie, but I really wanted a Hayden figure from the 3rd one that resembles Hayden, so I'll likely wait for this figure to come down on a sale. He's got some really great accessories that feel very similar, just smaller proportions to the ones from that retro carded Sandman. The wave is really nice. There are some missing slots though, which leads to the Build-A-Figure aspect that I was talking about. No Sandman or Lizard parts is really strange to me. They could have included Electro in this wave instead of Sandman and just given us the Sandman parts throughout the figures, and that would have us buy all of the figures in order to build him. Because there's no Build-A-Figure parts though, I personally won't be buying all of the figures of this wave. For now, just Tobey and Andrew are the ones I'm gunning for, maybe the others on a sale of some kind. Because I'm a lot more interested in the deluxe figures. Green Goblin and Doc Ock are both releasing as their own individual characters. They both look really great, but more strange box art stuff to come. Goblin is based on his No Way Home design, so he's got some extra armor pieces and some tattered clothing on him, but he also includes his helmet from the beginning of the movie, which I think is going to convince a whole lot of people to buy him. And the reason I think that is because just for that inclusion, I am considering him. He also comes with his glider, which really raises that price, but it does make him a lot more desirable. Doc Ock is based on his Spider-Man 2 appearance, I guess, which is great for the Raimi fans like myself. It looks like he'll pair so well with that Tobey Maguire figure. He's got a few different interchangeable arms for different poses, including one where his arms can support the weight of his body and tower him over other figures. I love that. It's the defining feature needed in a Doc Ock figure for me, so I'll definitely be trying to buy this figure so that it can match that Tobey, and I'll look into the Goblin figure maybe on a sale. But what were your thoughts on all of these reveals? There were a ton of reveals at PulseCon, be it G.I. Joe or some other Marvel Legends reveals, Transformers, Power Rangers, and a couple of Black Series Pipeline reveals, so be sure to check it all out and place your own pre-orders. Ka kite anō.